Hello and welcome to what I hope will be Tuesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic. I say hope because in this case, more than usual, by quite a distance, there is a very, very real risk that I won't solve the puzzle. Of course, any puzzle, it's possible, that you get stuck on it. But when a puzzle is by somebody called Gliperal, you know to be afraid. This is called Kin-Kan-Kon Sudoku. And it bears a 100% rating on Logic Masters. I found it on Logic Masters. Let's have a look here. You can see, I don't know actually, will the 100% rating show up? I think it sometimes doesn't. No, it might be obscured by the instructions, but it does say 100%. Not very surprising because Gliperal is a genius. I am very confident in saying that, having experienced his puzzles over the years. He is a phenomenally clever person, and this is bonkers, this rule set. But if we just take a quick look, which hopefully you will be able to see on the screen, at some of these comments, there was one comment saying this is a puzzle of the year territory, from Applesauce there, and basically everyone is saying it's incredible. Playmaker, who's an brilliant solver and setter, says one of the very best constructions I've seen from both setting and solving perspectives. Glum Hippo, breathtaking. What a wildly exciting idea, flawlessly executed. I mean, this is the sort of praise that if you're a setter of Sudoku, you could only dream about, because many of the people here are world famous in the world of Sudoku. And they are basically saying this is an unbelievably good puzzle. So it has only got 4 stars out of 5 difficult. I say only, I mean, it's all relative. But it does suggest maybe it's going to be doable. I really, really hope. I'm starting this slightly earlier than usual, just in case I have the most almighty battle with it. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed I'll be able to do it. Basically, that we'll do the rules properly, but there's laser beams flying into the grid. And they get deflected by mirrors. I know it doesn't look like that, but that is what we have to do if we're going to solve the puzzle correctly. Anyway, we'll read the rules together in a moment or two's time. Let me think about some other things I just want to mention before we kick off today. I'll start off by saying thank you to those of you who joined us last night for our Artisan of Glimmith stream, which was very, very enjoyable for me as a sort of solver. I think Mark and I both enjoyed it mightily. It was it's been a long time since we played a game that wasn't blueprints, but the Artisan of Glimmith is a fantastic computer game, and the puzzles in it are just lovely. Some of them are sort of absolutely sort of jaw drops. They're just, and when you figure them out, it's just, it gives you that little epiphany we get from these puzzles. So very, very well done to the makers of the game. I think 2 of whom might have joined us in the chat last night. So anyway, I'll try and remember to put a link to the stream in case you missed it and do want to catch up. Now, next, Mark has drawn the winner for this month's monthly reward. So this was Sandra and Nala and Panthera's Pet Detectives Sudoku Hunt over on Patreon. And the winner, and who's going to receive an invite to come onto the channel to solve a puzzle and appear in a video, which I hope they will accept, but you never know, is, drumroll, Madeline MacArthur. So Madeline MacArthur, you have won, and well done, firstly, because you had to come ahead of the other 1,000 or so people who managed to solve all the puzzles. So that is a 1,000 to 1 shot, having solved all of the puzzles, which is quite a difficult thing to do. But Madeline, very well done, and I will be in touch shortly, and I hope that you might be interested in coming onto the channel. And a quick shout out or plug as well to say that on the 1st of August, which is obviously coming up fast now, we have a brand new Sudoku hunt coming. It's themed on a hand of cards, and the Sudokus therein are sort of the cards that you play during, or look like the cards you play during the hand. So it's a really nice one. It's really nice, and it's going to go live at 4 p.m. on the 1st of August UK time over on Patreon. Do join us over there and support the channel if you can. Now let's do some birthdays. I'm still catching up a bit post holiday, so forgive me if I'm late with any birthday announcements, but in fact the first The first announcement is not a birthday, but I just wanted to say thank you for an email we received from Ellis, who recounted that during a recent interview, they weren't sure how the interview was going until they got on to the subject of cracking the cryptic, where both Ellis and the interviewer enjoyed the channel, and they talked a bit about the rat run puzzles of Marty Sears. And Ellis is very convinced that this was part of the reason that the interview went so well, that they got the job. So very well done to Ellis. Congratulations. And it just goes to show this channel, it has effects that you might not think about. It can even help you get jobs, apparently, which I absolutely love. Anyway, let's do birthdays next. Connor, you turned 22 today. And I know this because your partner, Devon Genie, wrote to me and told me that you watch and then show her the videos, which I definitely approve of. That is, it's great when we get these people who spread the word about this wonderful hobby. Now, what I can't get behind, though, I'm so sorry about this, Connor, but you're having homemade banoffee pie for your 22nd birthday. Now, I totally applaud the sentiment. A homemade cake is a very wonderful thing, but banoffee pie is not something that should ever pass human lips. The banana is inedible, as we all can agree, I think. So, Connor, I'm sorry about that, but I do hope you have a great 22nd birthday. Next, Tyler. You've turned 33 today, so we've had a 22 from Connor and a 33 for Tyler. Tyler, I know it's your 33rd birthday because your wife Kelsey wrote to me and told me that you're a wonderful husband and an incredible father to the two of your sons. To your son, the son of Tyler and Kelsey. And I think you both watch, actually, which I'm, again, appreciative of. And I am assured, Tyler, and Connor will be disappointed to hear this, that you are having chocolate cake today. So well done to Kelsey for sorting that out. And then last but not least, and I'm day late with this one, but it wasn't my fault. I only got this email today. Saskia, your friend Rachel, told me it was your birthday on Sunday. Oh, yes, now this is an interesting one, actually. I don't know if I'll be able to show you. So, anyway, Rachel bought Saskia a Sudoku-themed birthday card. Now, is there a way I'm going to be able to show you this? There might be. I'll try. If I do show, there we go. I can do it. Okay, so this was, whoopsie, I don't want to move everything around here, which is always a risk when I am in control of the computer. So here we go. And apparently, both Saskia and Rachel had trouble with this puzzle. Now, let me tell you, there are some big problems with this. I mean, we might expect nothing less from a birthday card, but this puzzle actually has about 50 possible solutions, so it's totally non-unique. And you can see I am suspicious about this, actually, because it's very symmetrical, other than in the middle box, where it would be made symmetrical if there was a given digit in the central square and a given digit in row 6, column 6. So my suspicion is that whoever created this card has tried not to plagiarize another puzzle by removing given digits from it that would have made it unique. It's possible. Anyway, this is a rubbish puzzle as is, but I can tell you, if you put a 2 in the middle and a 1 in row 6, column 6, it will have a unique solution, and you should be able to find it. So that would be my recommendation. Anyway, happy birthday, Saskia. Now, that's all the news. Shall we have a go at Kin-Kan-Kon Sudoku by Gliperal? Can't put it off any longer. Let's read the rules together and see if we can do this puzzle any justice. So how are we going to solve it? We have got to fill the grid so that every row, column and box contains the digits 1 to 7, and then one mirror in that direction and one mirror in that direction. So every box has to, let's use the line drawing tool. So every box row and column has to contain a mirror like that. Oh, whoopsie. and a mirror like that. And then it says each clue, so these must be what's outside the grid, I think. Each clue shines a beam of light into the grid that travels straight, horizontally or vertically, and reflects off of the mirrors. For example, a beam entering a sort of positive diagonal mirror. So let's imagine that 9 clue. So, oh, hang on. Oh, it won't let me draw that. That's okay. So let's say it goes in like that, and then it goes and it hits that one. Oh, maybe I should have a different color. Hang on, I'm learning about this. So right, this is the beam of light, the blue thing. So the blue thing comes into the grid, a beam entering a mirror from the left would leave going upwards. Yeah, so it gets reflected and beamed upwards. Yeah, okay. And then you could have it. No, what I was going to say was wrong. I was going to try and make it go further to the right, but I've just realised that would put two mirrors of that direction in that column. So maybe it goes back that way now. So anyway, there are mirrors anyway that do things with the fictitious beams of light. Okay, and the clue values give the sum of digits along the beam until it leaves the grid. The question marks may be any digit except 0. So looking at this 9 clue, it can't only equal 9. It has to be 19, 29, 39, 49, etc., etc. Now, when I was looking at Logic Masters before, I did see this. Now, I don't know, is that visible? Nearly. It's very close to being visible, but should we just investigate this example and see if we can understand it? Well, let's look at one of the clues on the left-hand side, because they are visible without me having to move things around. So the 16 clue there, that is made up. So the beam of light goes in from the left-hand side. It sees a 2 and a 4, and it hits the mirror, which the mirror sends it, oh, I see, and the mirror sends it upwards into a 16 clue at the top. Yeah, and the digits do sum to 16. 2 plus 4 plus 3 plus 1 plus 4 plus 2 does equal 16. Oh, let's look at the 46 clue, because that's going to have to go all over the Swanee, isn't it? So it's got 8 in its column, and then it goes left where it picks up 6. That's 14. Then it goes up through a 4, 18. Then it goes along there for a 28, down for 35, 41. Yeah, plus 3 plus 2 is 46. So the the 46s sort of match up together. That is absolutely bizarre. And shows that this could be quite a complicated exercise. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. And I say that with absolutely no clue how to start this. So let's just think about how this works. So the 9 clue sends a laser beam into the grid, and it's going to pick up digits unless and until it hits a mirror, which it will have to do because there must be two different mirrors in row 3. And then the mirror is either going to bounce the light up or down depending on the direction of the mirror. But I see. Well, when I say I see, I don't see at all. But then I was thinking, okay, so let's say it bounced it down. Then it's going to depend in this column, isn't it? Whether the light, because the light's going to be going like this, and then it's going to start going down. And then if the sort of positive diagonal mirror is in one of those cells, then this will simply exit the grid, because nothing will get in its way. But if any of these cells is the positive mirror, oh, whoopsie, it will bounce back in the direction it came from. Okay, well, let's think about that. But then, yeah, but then this one, obviously, it could see this type of mirror in the row. So it might change direction again, and whereupon it will go upwards. So it's always sort of spiraling, but it could be an expanding spiral. And then, okay. So is it the case that this question mark 9 ends up with this question mark 9 in the bottom of the grid? It probably could be, couldn't it? But maybe it doesn't have to, because there's some clues that haven't been given. So the clues at the top of columns 4, 5, 6, bottom of columns 4, 5, 6, start of rows 4, 5, 6, end of row 4, 5, 6 are not given. So that the question mark 0 clue, that must end in one of these unclued rows and columns, mustn't it? Because if the beam of light goes through, I'm not explaining this very well, but I can sort of see it. The beam of light is going to beam around the grid, and it's going to come in from somewhere and it's going to exit somewhere. And if both its start and its end are clued, then they must be the same clue. They have to be the same numeric total, because along the laser beam you're going to have the same numbers. So yeah, I don't know if that means I can do something like fantastically clever, or I'm meant to do something fantastically clever, like be able to say that there seems to be a lot of 7s, for example. There are an even number of 7, question mark 7 clues. I don't know if I'm able to say that. I don't see how I'm able to say it, but are you able to say that these all pair up together? There's an odd number of question mark 1 clues. So at least one of the clues that's I can't click on them. I quite like to be able to actually to click on the outside clues, but I can't do it. Let's get rid of the example mirrors. So yeah, but at least one of the unclued rows and columns must be a question mark 1, I think. So we've got an odd number of question mark 1s. What about 4s? 2. We've got an odd number of 4s, so one of them's got to be a 4. So let's actually make a list. 1 and 4 can't be paired exactly with the clues that we've got. 3. 1, 2, 3. So 3 also is going to have to make an appearance in one of these question mark lists, columns and rows. 6s, there are 2 6s, I think. 2s. There's only 1 2. So that needs to find a friend somewhere outside the grid. 4s we've already looked at. 0, there's only one of those, so that's got to find a friend. 3s we've already looked at. 7s, I think there were 8 7. There are 8 7, so I can't do anything with those. 3s we've looked at. 9's pair of bobbins, so that's nowhere near enough. I've only got 5, so I think I've got 12 unclued positions, and I can only account for 5 of them with the clues that we've got around the edge. Oh, all right, so that's not the way to start this. Ooh, this is slightly terrifying. Okay. How on earth do you start it then? It can't. I don't think it can be the size of the clues, can it? I mean, the lowest clue could be a question mark 0 here, if that was a 10. But the highest could be astronomical. I mean, if you got a laser beam that sort of went round a lot of the grid, I mean, all of the digits. Oh no, I was going to say all of the digits in Sudoku add up to 405, but that's not true in this puzzle, is it? Because there are no 8s and no 9s there. That's very okay. Right. So the secret today is a bit different. The secret is something I share with only my very favourite people, but of course, if you're watching this video, you're one of my favourite people. The secret of Sudoku is the sum of all the digits in a box, row, or column of a Sudoku. Now, in an ordinary puzzle, where you put the digits 1 to 9 in a row, the secret's 45. But here we're only using the digits 1 to 7, which sum to 28. So yeah, so I don't really know what that means. 252. 252 is the sum of all the digits, I think. I know. I mean, this is not how to do the puzzle. There must be some trick to do with the mirrors, I think. Golly gosh, I mean, how on earth are you meant to learn or know how to do this? I mean, because presumably it's possible for things to join up very quickly. So, I mean, this won't work because you get a 0 clue, but why couldn't you have that, for example? So I mean, I know we can't just from a perspective of that would have no digits on it. That can't be 0, 0, so that's not a thing there. But in theory, the laser go. So let's just extend that slightly. So let's say it was that, and then the light went in, up, and across. Why is that impossible? I mean, there might be a reason. There might be a reason. I don't think there's there might be a mathematical reason, but I don't think there's a laser beam reason why that's impossible. So you could have sort of quite local lasers, or you could have that one, this ?7 joining to that one down there. There's nothing about lasers not crossing each other and things. Maverick's making an appearance. Maverick, don't distract me. So I still don't get it, actually. I don't get how you start it at all. Okay, what you couldn't have, you couldn't have that, could you? You couldn't have that as a mirror. Unless it was deflected again, because otherwise you'd be joined. So maybe it's what you can't join up rather than what you must join up. So, actually, that's not such a stupid thought. So, what I'm now thinking about is, rather than trying to work out how to pair the laser beams together so that they hit the same clues, I'm thinking about how do you stop laser beams hitting the wrong clues. So, for example, I'm just looking at this 9 clue. The laser beam's coming in from the left. Now, if it did, if this type of mirror was in one of those 3 positions, it's not impossible that could happen. Let's put it there. But there would have to be another laser beam stopping the beam of light from hitting the ?4 clue. Because if we did end up with that, we'd be saying the ?9 clue is picking up the same digits as the ?4 clue, and that's clearly wrong. So what you'd have to do is deflect it. Oh, we'd have to deflect it back that way as well, actually. Oh, that just doesn't work. I apologise. Right, okay, something I hadn't I hadn't appreciated is that the effect of two mirrors in a column, I probably had appreciated it, but I hadn't made this link. It sends the beam of light back where it came from. Yeah, so what you can't have is, is something like this. Because to create that, I'd have to put the same mirror twice. And there's only one mirror that's that shape. But yeah, so wherever the mirror is that's this shape in this box, I'm now thinking it might have to tie the question mark 7s together. Because how else could it work? That's a rhetorical question. How else could it work? Okay, let me put it a different way. And I apologise if this is probably totally obvious to everybody out there, but it's taken me quite a bit of time, I think, to understand what on earth's going on here. But okay, I'm now going to claim something that I think is true. It is absolutely impossible for this shape in box 1 to not share a column with its friend, with the other mirror. Because if it didn't share a column with the mirror, then the light is going to be, the clue from the left is going to be reflected to the top of the grid unimpeded, and the clues on the left, which are set question mark 7s and question mark 9s, are not the same as question mark 1, question mark 4, or question mark 3. So that's clearly impossible. So what has to happen is that is prevented from happening. Now, yeah, it is a bit complicated, because then I was wondering, could I do something like that? But that's the same problem, just from the other direction. Because you can see there that now I've achieved, that's no better. It's no better to do that. So it's not that I can prevent the impact of this. This one is the one causing a problem in this box. I wonder if it's going to be, in this one it might be that one. And in this one it might be that one. And in this one it might be that one, I think, that cause issues. Because I suspect now in these corner boxes what we've got to do is to deflect the light to a clue that's around the edge of the same box, if you see what I mean. And what I'm now noticing is that I wondered whether I could create or stop myself having the problem by the beam of light from the left not hitting this one. But of course that doesn't create a different problem, because that beam of light is still hitting from the top. In other words, this shape, this mirror in this box, I think the 7s have to be tied together, actually. I don't see how we can stop that from being true. Because this shape is always going to cause a problem, which means that one of the clues on the left has to hit one of the clues on the top. And the only way you can do this, the only clues that are similar are the 7s. And we clearly, we can't do that. We looked at that, because there's question mark 7 is not equal to 0. And right, and we can't do that either, can we? Because that would work, but that would require these two cells to add to at least 17. Which normally in Sudoku would be absolutely fine, but in a 1 to 7 Sudoku is not fine. So does it have to be that, is my question. That's beautiful, isn't it? I mean, I think it does, is the answer. I don't see how else you deal with it. I don't see how else you deal with the fact that you've got to, you've got this positive diagonal mirror in this box causing a kerfuffle. And then what you're saying is that these either add to well, they don't add up to 27 because we know all the digits in this box add up to 28, and these three have all got digits in them because they're not mirrors. So those four must add up to 17. So these three add up to 11, I think, to make all of the digits. Let's have a colour. That these are not. Oh, in fact, this is a good idea. We'll have, because there's no more mirrors in this column. So these add up to 17. These add up to 11. So that all of the 7 digits in box 1 add up to 28. And now the 1 clue is going off down here somewhere, and the 4 clue is going off down there somewhere. Oh, and the 3 clue, look. The 3 clue at the top of column 3, that's immediately being sent over in that direction. And then it's going to, yeah, so it's somewhere along here it's going to hit that shape of mirror, and it's going to go flying off the grid, isn't it? Oh, right. Okay, well, that's important. So I have to put this shape in row 1. I can't put it in any of these 3 cells because that will be tying up a question mark 3 clue to a question mark 6, question mark 2 or question mark 6 clue, and they aren't the same. So the positive one, as in the positive diagonal mirror, is in one of those 3 cells, which means these 3 are not mirrored. And one of these clues at the top we can't see is a question mark 3 clue. Right, okay, but now I think we can do the same trick in box 3, can't we? Because in this box, it feels like that mirror's causing me a problem. I mean, we can see if I put that in and it's unencumbered, it's going to join a clue from the top of the grid to a clue on the right-hand side of the grid, and none of these have a common clue. So it's impossible. So we know that the way we're going to get round that is by having 2 mirrors. So, for example, would allow us to bounce back a clue. And the only clues I can see here that are common are the 2 question mark 6 clues. So I think we're either looking at this, or we're looking at that. Oh, goodness only. Oh, I see. And then I do see how you do it, because then what you do is you look at this one. I can't have 2 more mirrors in this row, can I? I've already got a mirror here. So the mirrors have to be in those positions. And now we're bouncing. Look at this. It's so clever. I mean, how do you have an idea to come up with a puzzle like this? It's crazy. So now the question mark 6 bounces around there, and they hit each other, which is exactly what they should do. And okay, so then we can make all of those cells green. They don't have mirrors in. And in this box, we're saying those digits there, which are the cells that have digits on the path, do they add to 16 or 20? They don't add to 26, actually, because if they did add to 26, these 2 cells would have to add up to 2, because we know that the total of all the digits in this box is only 28, and I can't make 2 different numbers in Sudoku sum to 2. So these add up to 16, and these add up to 12, which must therefore be 5 and 7. It's the only way you can make in this puzzle, because there's no 8s and 9s available. That's the only way we'll do it. We can't double 6 it without breaking that fair-weathered friend's Sudoku. Okay. So now what do we do? Haven't got a clue. Haven't got a clue. Oh, look, that question mark 3 clue could go there. Because there's a beam of light coming in from the sort of east side of the grid, coming in this direction. It's going to hit this mirror, bounce downwards. So if there was a mirror there that was that one, that would work. It would tie the question mark 3 clues together. Oh, I mean, goodness. I mean, what do we do next? So, okay, so in row 2, we need a negative diagonal mirror. So this 4 clue is going up there and bouncing there, and then it's going to bounce back downwards somewhere, depending on which one of these is. We've got a question mark 9 clue coming in from there. I tell you what I would like to be able to do, and that's I'd like to sort of say I've dealt with these question mark 6 clues by ticking them or shading them or something. I can't do that. What about the question marks? I know, because there's going to be a... I don't think I can do that. So... Oh, bobbins, I don't know. I'm stuck. Sorry. Well, okay, maybe I've got to think about these ones down here. The thing is, I was going to say there are loads of ways of filling this box, because you could point the question mark 4 clues at each other, but I've just realised you can't do that because there's no mirrors here. So the vertical laser that's coming in from the south is travelling all the way to this cell, so it doesn't get deflected, at least immediately at this one. But the ones could point at each other, couldn't they? Although that is quite difficult to do, because for the ones to point at each other, they would have to be there, because otherwise we can't do that. That won't work. Actually, am I getting ahead of myself here? Is it true to say, like in this box, it was the positive diagonal mirror. In this, it feels like it's going to be the negative diagonal mirror that's going to cause an issue. So, for example, that sort of thing is impossible. Oh, no, it's not. Because if I did that, then the 7s would point at each other. Oh, bother. But it's certainly this one that's giving me pause for thought. So I think this one might be there, but it could perhaps be here as well, if those 2 digits added up to 11, I suppose. 21 isn't going to work, is it, in 2 digits? 11 could be 5, 6, could be 4, 7. Yeah, okay, so that's fine. Oh dear. Okay, so that's all working. Let's have a look at this box then, where I'm expecting it to be this mirror that causes... But there's loads of ways of doing this, because you could reflect the 7s in various places back at each other. Or perhaps you could have this 7... could you just do that, for example? And then providing the negative diagonal mirror didn't interfere with that a bit. Yeah, that works. That's totally possible, I think. Then the 3s connect. And the 7s connect. Okay, so that's tricky. That is tricky. So so far I've got no digits. The recording is working. That's good. I've got no digits and no idea what to do. How do we... I know those add up to 16. I know these add up to 17. Is there some trick I'm meant to use to help me know how that works? I have not got a clue. I've got no idea what to do. I'm so sorry. I think I'm probably being a bit dumb here. So, yeah, I don't know. Box 7, I can see that there are tiny restrictions in there, but I don't think I know how to use them. Box 9 looks very complicated to me. I think there's a lot of ways that could work. So what is the point that I'm meant to be appreciating? Or is it to do with clues I've not even thought about? Maybe this question mark 1 is going to attach to one of these. Or maybe... I mean, at box 7, I think there's only 2 ways of doing it, actually. So maybe that's where I should focus. So box 7, I think one option is I deal with this mirror like that. Now, I don't know if there's some problem with that. That I should be able to see. I don't think there is. Then these would add up to 17. They would add up to 11. Those would add up to 17. Those would add up to 11. So there'd have to be different ways of adding 3 different digits to 11. But I think that there are loads of ways, actually. You could have 713. And then, well, there are loads of ways. 623, 614. Yeah, okay, so I think this is possible. Let's think about the effect then it has on the 4 clue. So the 4 clue, one of these unclued here would be a 4, because there's going to be a negative diagonal bouncing it out of the grid there. But that again, okay, that doesn't work. Wow. That's hard. I mean, I'm very sorry I didn't see this before, but I have now spotted something. Here is the point. How can you make this clue big enough? Because what's happening is we've got a mirror there, or there, or there. And even if it was as far away as it can be, which is here, what your sum of your laser beam digits is those 2, and they have to sum up to at least 14, because that question mark 4 clue can't be 0, 4, and 14 is not a possible domino in a puzzle where the digits only go up to 7. They could be 13. This is good. This is good. Right. So this is not... Yeah, this is perfect, because now it's not these 7s that are getting... The way we're dealing with this shape in this box is not like this. It's definitely not like this, because these 2 can't add up to 17. And it's definitely not like that, because these 2 can't add up to 0. 17 and 0 are not the same. So we are not tying together the question mark 7 clues. So we must be we can't do the question mark 4 clues, because there's no possibility of a mirror there. So we are tying together the question mark 1 clues, and we can't do it like that. So that is a mirror selection. Now we can do some more greenage. Now we can draw another laser beam, which is that one. And then we know these two digits are either 4, 7 or 5, 6 because they have to add up to 11, I think. And all of those clues are now not lasered because we've had all the lasers in column 2. So there are 2 lasers in here, but then we don't know the clues that are relevant to them. Oh, right. This trick I did here with this question mark 4 clue, I can do that again here. Oh, this is gorgeous. This is so important. This is so important. Right. How are we going to make... We know that one of those clues is a mirror that's this shape. But the digits on the laser beam path have to add up to at least 13. So it must be that one. These must add up to 13, which has to be 6, 7. Oh, goodness me, this is so obvious when you see it. So now I've got a new laser beam. No, it won't let me draw it, but no, it really won't. It won't let me draw it. In fact, maybe I should do it a different colour. I'll do it a different colour. That laser beam. These add up to 13, so this is now a 5. This is a 7. Right, now these 3 digits, which I think we worked out had to add up to 13, now include a 7 by Sudoku. So they are 1, 3, 7. That's the only way we can do that. And now those digits are what then? 2, 4, 5, 6. So these ones are a 2, 4 pair. These ones are a 5, 6 pair. And we've got a 1, 3 pair now in box 3. We've got a 6 by Sudoku here and a 2, 4 pair in the rest of the box. And suddenly, I mean, we're definitely not cooking with gas, but we're at least sparking our flint now, aren't we? We've gathered the kindling. And can we do anything else? So 1 and 3 are in those cells. And the mirror, I'm thinking about this question mark 0 clue, because the mirror here is a that way mirror, which is not a very elegant way. Oh, I tell you what, it's not there. It's not there, because that is tying together a question mark 0 clue with a question mark 4 clue. You can immediately see, and question mark 4 is not the same as question mark 0. So this cell is not where that mirror goes in box 2. And wherever it does go, it's got to add up to something that ends in 0. Oh, I see. Right, and we've only got 1s and 3s in this box to use. So this digit is a 1 or a 3. So at the moment, we're on 13 plus 1 or 3. So if this was the mirror, then we would be adding 4 for 17. That doesn't work. If this is the mirror, we can't do it. Because, let me try and show you. What we've then got is these two are a 1, 3 pair, plus 13, so that's 17, plus this digit is meant to be a number ending in 0. It just can't work mathematically. So hopefully there's a way of making it work if we make this one. Let's put all the options in. Whoopsie. Let's put the options in and hope that we can get there with this. So now we've got a mirror that is... So that's the way that the 0 clue works. No other mirrors can get in the way of that path. And what we need is these two cells to add up to 7. And they can, if they are 1 and 6. And there's no way we can make them add up to 17, so that's the only way we can do it. 1, 6, 7, 3. Good. Good. Okay, now I'm going to go down there and note they were meant to add up to 11, and they are not 5, 6 anymore. So they are 4 and 7. This isn't a 7. That's a 2 in the corner. That's a 4. Okay, there's a 4 in one of these. Yeah, so something I have now learnt from thinking about these funny clues is we can look at this question mark 7 clue here at the bottom of column 2, because that's firing a laser beam up into the grid, which is hitting this arrow. Now, we can't have this mirror too close, can we? We've got to allow it to get to a count of 17, which it could with 3 cells, but not with 2. So at least those 2 have to not be mirrors. But then this could be a mirror. Oh, in fact, no, it's much more likely one of those is a mirror, because the 7s will then tie together. Okay, well, that's still fine. That's still fine. Right. What do you think we do next? No clue. Okay, I'm going to do the same trick down here. This is a question mark 3 clue, which we know could be a 2-cell 13 sum, but there's no way either of those are the mirror, because we couldn't get to a question mark 3. So the mirror, in fact, we do have to be a bit careful. This can't, yeah. Where's the other mirror in column 9? It can't be there, because remember what type of mirror it is. It's that mirror. So it would be tying up the question mark 3 and the question mark 7, or the question mark 3 and the question mark 9 if it was at the bottom. Both of those are not mirrors. So the mirror in this column is there or there. Now if it was here, those would add up to 13 or 23. They couldn't add up to 23. Because then these 3 digits would have to add up to 5 to make the column work. So these would add up to 13. So these digits would add up to 15. And that doesn't work. Oh, this is gorgeous. Right. So I'm now going to claim this is not a mirror. Let me just go through why that's the case. It's because this question mark 3 clue is bumping into... So we have this light sequence, which means these 4 digits are meant to add to a question mark 3 number. Can't be 23 because the column would get too big. So it has to be 13, which means these add up to 15 to make the column add up to 28 overall. And even if I make that 4 and that 3 in the corner, I'd have 7 there. So I need this digit to be an 8. And it can't be an 8 because there are no 8s in the puzzle. So this is not the mirror we're looking for. That is the mirror we're looking for. I should probably use a different coloured line. That is the sum. This is good because these have to sum to 13 now, so they have to be 6, 7. School children everywhere rejoice. This digit is therefore not a mirror because we've had our mirrors in this column. Okay, and now I might get into trouble. I probably have to think about the positive diagonal mirror in this box. But I am acutely aware as I'm looking at this, why couldn't I have that as a mirror and just join these up like that? It's different. It's different to the top of the grid. In the top of the grid, that sort of thing could not exist because there was never any coincidence between the clues on one side of the box and the clues on the other side of the box. So we could never have that simple solution. But here, I don't know. In this row, if I had 17... No, see, I was going to say that's going to be impossible, but I don't think it is, because then the outies in the row would sum to 11. And they could be a 4-7 pair, maybe. Oh, maybe we could do... It's not Sudoku there. There has to be a 5 down here. I can see that. 6 and 7 have to be in those 3 cells in this column. But that's Sudoku. And we've got a 2 clue here, which is completely unknowable. I really want to tick off the clues I've done, because I've done that question mark 0. Have I done the question? I haven't done the question mark 4. I mean, goodness only knows where that goes. The question mark 3 I have done. There've got to be 2 clues in there, 2 mirrors in those cells. Bother. Sorry. This is real. It's not easy, this, is it? All right. Okay. In desperation, I'm going to resort to a nonsense. I'm going to claim that cell is green by dint of Sudoku on mirrors. That can't be a sort of a backslash mirror or a forward slash mirror. It's already got one in each column and row, so that's got to be an actual digit. Now, can I pull that trick again? Maybe I can actually. That one is a positive. That one is a negative. They're both looking at that cell, so that is a mirror. Not a mirror, I should say. That actually, I mean, the fact that this cell is a digit is sort of, that is something I didn't know. Okay, this cell now. Oh no, what I was gonna say was true, but it's not useful. It can't be that mirror, because it's throwing the question mark 7 to the question mark 9, but I still don't know whether it can be that mirror. We almost need a way of marking mirrors as well as other things. So in fact, okay, oh no, that could be a question. That could be that, couldn't it? That would tie up the question mark 7s together. Okay. So this mirror in box 9, let's think about that very carefully. It's not there. That's tying up 2 different numbers together. It's not there. That's tying up 2 different numbers together. And bear in mind, I have in that instance thought about that as a possibility, but the 9 and the 3 would be tied together. So it's which is wrong. So it's not there either. Now, if it was here, this wouldn't be a mirror because we'd had all the mirrors in the row, and the question mark 3 would attach to the question mark 7. So that's wrong. So so this mirror is in either that cell or this cell. So the positive mirror is definitely in one of those positions. Now, which of those is true? I don't know. I'm not sure how to tell. Oh, if 4 plus... I've got it. Right, it's not this one. I don't think. I'm going to check this, but I don't think it is. Now, the reason I'm saying that... I'm not sure it's... No, it is valid. It is valid. That is impossible. Right. The reason this is impossible is complicated, but it's true. In theory, I could be tying up this question mark 7 at the bottom of column 8 to the clue at the end of row 7. And these 3 digits would have the task of adding to at least 17. 17 or 27. Well, 27 is nonsense, but 17 might have been possible. But this domino here can't add to more than 7, because it's the maximum of being 3 plus 4, isn't it? So that doesn't work, because this would have to be a 10. So you might say, Simon, but you've overlooked a possibility, which is that you draw that in, for example. So you prevent these 7s joining up. Well, you can't do that, actually, because then what you're going to have is light coming in from here and bouncing back in the same direction, and you're going to tie up the question mark 7 to a question mark 9 or question mark 3, which you cannot do. So this is not... That is the only place you can put the funny thing in this box. So this is not a 6 or a 7 then. That is a 6-7 pair. So 7 in row 7 now is not there. It's not there. So in fact it's in one of 2 places. This is definitely not a mirror. So no. So now I've got to work out where the other mirror goes. There's only 3 possibilities, and I fully accept that one looks quite likely, actually. Oh goodness, this is confusing. I've also got a mirror. I've got a mirror doing that and going somewhere after. Maybe I'll use that colour. So I've got to look after that question mark 7 at the bottom there. So if those 2 cells were both digits, these would have to add up to, they'd have to be a 1-3 pair and add up to 4, which they could perhaps be. And this would be a 1-3 pair in box 7. That would give me a 7 here. And the other possibility is that there is an interference there. And then these 2 cells would have to be a 1-3 pair. Now, how do you decide which of those is likely or not? I don't know. And then you'd have to think about this clue. But what that would be saying is that one of these clues was a question mark 7 that we can't even see. So I don't think I know. I suspect there is a way to know, but I'm not seeing what it is, which is very distressing. Okay, this is not the position. Oh, whoopsie. No, maybe it is. Oh no, that's not going to work, is it? Oh, in fact, no. Hang on, I've got to be really careful. What? No. This cell sees both types of thingy, both types of arrows. So that is a real digit. It's a real boy. So there are only 2 positions for it now. And this one would cause all those. That can't be, can it? I bet this is impossible. If we put it in here, this 7 is tying to this 7, and those have to add up. They can't add up to 27, so they have to add up to 17. Oh, and then these would add up to 11, and that might be okay if that was a 4. Oh, I don't believe it. And that is why you fail, Simon. Okay, so that's still possible, and that's bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre. What about 17? If these have to add up to 11. So maybe I've been looking at the wrong thing. Maybe it's those you've got to think about. If this is the if this is the mirror, then what you've got is those 4 adding up to 17. So these 3 add up to 11 without using 6 or 7, though. That's getting more difficult. You can't. No, you must have 5 in there. So you've got 5. It doesn't work. That's beautiful, actually. That's beautiful. Yeah. Okay, so this is the key. It's these 3. Because we need these to add up to 11 in this situation where we put the mirror here. But now, how are we going to do that given 6 and 7 are off the table? We can't use 4, 3, 2. It doesn't get high enough. So we're going to have a 5 in here and 2 digits that sum to 6, which can't now be another 5 and a 1, because that would repeat the 5. So they have to be 5, 2, 4, and that kills this cell off. So it doesn't work. And that's great, because that has been plaguing me. So that is the backslash there. This is a natural, which means these 2 do add up to 4, and they are a 1, 3, which means this is a 1, 3, which means this is a 7. These digits are 2, 5, 6. One of those is a 4. Now, so now we've done all of the bottom. So now we've done all of the bottom row, and this question mark 7 is saying those 5 cells have to add to 17. They can't add to 27 because these 2 would have to add up to 1. So they add up to 17, which means these 2 cells add up to 11 to make the total work for the row, and this digit has to be a 4 or a 7, and it can't be a 7. So that's a 4. That's a 4, that's a 7, that's a 7, that's a 6. That's actually doing some serious Sudoku. This is now 5 by Sudoku. That's a something, a 2. I'm probably meant to know the sum of these, but I don't know it. Okay. So we've got a beam of light doing this as well, which I didn't show. That's remiss of me. And we've got a beam of light doing that. Oh, I don't want to join the blues up. Let's join that. That's another laser beam that we've now identified. And okay, so now there are some other cells. Look, that one and that one make a cross if you put them together, and they see that one. So that is a digit. That is not a mirror. This one and that one see a cross together, or make a cross together. So that digit is a digit. So the mirror here is in, the positive mirror is in one of 2 places, which is probably meant to be enlightening. What have we got? We need, it's a positive mirror, so it's going to send the 3 clue down to the bottom. So that might be relevant, actually. Maybe to make this 13 or 23, we've got to be a bit careful. That's possibly where we have to look next. I'm not going to go there yet. I'm just going to stare at this slowly in the hope that there's something a bit easier to look at. What about? No, that doesn't seem to be a good thing to focus on. The question mark 9 clue? Okay. How could that be a mirror? It can't be. Because it's rather beautiful, actually. If this is a mirror, the light comes into row 9, column 9 from the east, bounces up, goes that way, and bounces down, and it would tie together the question mark 9 and the question mark 7 clue. So this clue is natural. So the 9 clue is coming in, going up to at least here, one of those two. And the 7 clue now is going at least... So if that was the question, if that was the... Oh no, hang on, look, we've got all our mirrors in this column. So that's interesting as well. So this clue is going along here somewhere. And one of these clues is buoying the light back to the east again. Because it's this shape, isn't it? Oh, bother. I don't know. Oh, maybe the 2 clue? Hang on, so that... No, the 2 clues going off into the middle of the grid. Oh, golly, I don't know then. And over here somewhere we've got that shape. I've still got I've put no mirrors into column 1. Which is a slightly distressing thought, isn't it? Wow. The 4 clue here at the bottom of column 3 is picking up all of those. So that's 28, isn't it, straight away? Then it picks up this, 31. And then it's bouncing down here. But it is going to hit a mirror at some point. It could even be there and then bounce all the way up there again. And you'd have a question mark 4. So you'd have this 4 and that 4 tied together, which is an extraordinary thing to think about. I don't know. I don't know where to look again. I wish I could tick off clues that I've actually used. I've got hang on. I've got a 2 here. So I've got a 5-6 pair now in this column. So I've got a 1 or a 3 and 1 of those and 2 mirrors. Is that helpful? Probably isn't, actually. These are from 2, 4, 5, 6. That probably isn't helpful. Okay, so we're going to have to find somewhere else to look. It could well be a clue. I don't know, actually. I'm really not sure. What about the 9 clue? Is that doing anything? That's going over there, down there, over here until it hits the bouncer. Oh, near. Yeah, okay. That maybe, yeah, let's have a look at this 9 clue. Because some of this I can sketch in. It's definitely doing that. It's definitely going down, but those are both unimpeded strings. Now, it's then bouncing here. Now, if it was sent vertical, that would be all the mirrors in this column if this was a mirror. So it would go all the way up, and then it would bounce right into a 4 clue. That's not going to work. So actually, this clue cannot be a mirror, and that clue is a mirror. Well, that's definitely worth knowing. So this clue goes there, but now now it could hit its opposite mirror in this column. Absolutely, it could, couldn't it? All right, but that's still better than we did do before. And in fact, look, that's not now a 4. This is a 4-7 pair. So that might do something from a... No, it didn't, but it could have done from a Sudoku perspective. And do we now know... No, of course we don't, Simon. Don't be so ridiculous. Something's got to be a positive mirror in here. Positive mirror. Oh, I don't believe it. Whichever one of those is a positive mirror, it ties together two 4s that are completely disparate. Let me just show you that, because it's sort of a bit mad. But if that was the positive mirror, you've got this question mark here. It goes in there, up, and then all the way to the top, and it hits a question mark 4. And if this is the positive mirror, this 4 goes down, across, up, left, down, and that one's tied together. So either way round, it seems to work, in the sense that it ties two clues together that are validly connectable. That's crazy. Okay, something I've got to be a little bit careful about here is not tying my black 9 path to my 7 path. Now, if this was a positive mirror, nothing would the pink would hit the black, but question mark 9 is not the same as question mark 7, so that is not a mirror. Which is nearly brilliant, isn't it? But not brilliant enough. So this... I was going to say this can't be the positive mirror, because then you couldn't put a positive mirror there, but that could be a positive mirror in column 4, so... I really hope it's not going to be something like I've got to test all the possibilities that can add up to and work out that it's not question mark 7-able. That would be distressing in the extreme. Or maybe, actually, if that was positive. Yeah, maybe it's not that. Maybe I've got to think about that being, because that's very restricted. Although it's tying two 7s together in a way that is plausible. Probably plausible. Hang on, let me think about this. It's so complicated. We'd have 28 on the path in row 6. 28 and 9 is 37. Yeah. No. Hang on. Oh, it's really complicated. So what if this was the positive? This 7 clue would be adding those 3, those 7, and these 3 together, unencumbered. Which I'm going to claim, I mean, we know those are going to add up to 28 by today's secret. 37, 48. So these would have to add up to 9 to get to a 7 number, and they can. So that's perfectly likely to be the answer then, isn't it? And if I put it there instead, the problem is it just becomes woefully complicated, because I have no idea what these 3 or those 3 add up to, so I don't think I can really say anything about that. But, okay. Good grief. I mean, this is really hard. Okay. So, maybe then, it's this 9 clue in the bottom right. Maybe there's a way we can determine whether... Yeah, I quite like the thought that could be relevant. So what I'm claiming now, and it's not a very good claim, it's a particularly specious and spurious one, but I'm going to say that is it possible? We can see that we're going up at least to here, aren't we, for this question mark 9 clue. And then either we're going off there, or we're going off there. Oh, in fact, that's good. That actually is good. Because all I'm thinking there is if I do go up as high as this, I know exactly the sum of those 4 digits because they're going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they're going to add to 10. That doesn't work. That's it. That's it. Right. So we can't do this. Let me show you exactly why. Because you can see my orange line now, which is meant to add up to (9). So we're going to say 19. We've got 10 on it here, plus these 2 digits, which must therefore add to 9 or 19, which isn't going to work. So, and it just doesn't work mathematically, does it? So what we are doing instead is this, and now the maths gets all woollier, but at least we know, at least we've got another development in Mirrorland. So these digits here are from 1, 3, and 4. And we've definitely got 6 on the path. So we need these digits to add up to 13. So we must use the 4, because otherwise these are a 1, 3 pair. And they would only add up to 4 themselves, and this can't be a 9. So we've got to use 4 here. And now these have to add up to 9, and we can do that. So that's 3, 6, 7, 1, 1. Oh, yeah. Now, that's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. Can you imagine trying to set this, by the way? I mean, what? Okay. Now, are we in a better place? Yeah, a little bit, because this is a positive, that's a negative. So that now, by Sudoku on mirrors, is now a non-mirror cell. So we're going up a bit further there, look. Which I was hoping would do more. Those two form a cross together, don't they? So that one is definitely not a mirror. So the 2 clue then. Yeah, that's it. Let's look at the 2 clue at the top. I haven't sketched this one in. Let's in fact put that right. Maybe I can get away with a pink. It's coming down here. It's heading off in this direction. And it's looking for a negative red mirror. So if that was there, you can see no more mirrors are now possible in column 6. And the pink would go up and off the grid, and the (2) would hit a (4). Well, that's not going to work, is it? So this is not the mirror we're looking for. That, bizarrely enough, is the mirror we are looking for then, which is a little bit, I mean, that is strange. Oh, yeah, okay. I mean, this is now getting suspiciously worrying. Because then we're going to bounce there. Now we can't go off the grid here, because we're not going to achieve a (1) and a (2) are not the same, are they? So we've got to do that and send this back in this direction, where we still have to look for a... Oh, this is interesting. We still have to look for a mirror, another mirror in row 4. Now, if we were to put it here, we're now tying my (2) to a (9) clue, because they would join up. And that doesn't work. So this actually is not a mirror cell. And we are continuing on there, which means that the black line is now going straight off the grid at the top. There's nothing that can get in its way. And the last mirror in column 4 is that one. And wasn't that... Oh, you see, that's going to affect this clue. In fact, how many mirrors? We've actually done all the mirrors. We're really close to doing all the mirrors. We're really close to do it. Yeah, where's the final mirror in this column? It's got to be there. So that's, oops, that's a mirror. So the pink line now is there and then off the grid, and that's fine because that we don't know this clue, so it's perfectly happy to be a 2. We've done the last mirror in row 4, so this has to be a mirror, and therefore that is in that direction. That's the final mirror in row 6. That's all the mirrors. I think we've done all the mirrors, which is huge, isn't it? So now let's just go back to that 4 clue at the top. So that 4 clue goes down, 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 down. We need it to, I think it does hit a 4 because, yeah, it does. It hits that 4. This is quite a complicated looking grid. Now I've got no clue what clues I've used and what ones I haven't, which is a worry. I'm sorry about that. 1, 3, and 6 are in these cells of row. That's not a 1, that's not a 6, right? So the 6 in this row goes here, which apparently is not going to do anything for me. There's a 6 in one of those 2 cells. The pink line, which was my 7 clue now, that has now become a bit more clear. That's actually gone off the grid in a sort of slightly strange way. And, okay, what about this 4 clue at the bottom? Should we have a go at drawing that in as well? That's got to go up, 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 and away, down there, and off the grid there. So that's another strange collection. Oh, look at this grid now. It's become absolute lunacy. I mean, I think the only good thing I can say is that I haven't discovered an inconsistency. So it's not like I've been doing it and suddenly we've gone, oh, we've connected a question mark 7 to an impossible thing, or we've come up with an impossible total. It doesn't seem that we've managed to do any of those things yet, does it? But I don't know what to do now. It won't surprise you to hear. Can I do Sudoku? 7s. Can we do anything very clever with 7s? No, I don't think we can. I'm not sure, is the short answer. I can't see how to do it. So one of these clues is meant to be very revealing. And your guess is as good as mine if you're saying, which one is it? I've no idea. Where did we have some joy before? We worked out something good with this question mark 9 clue, didn't we? Golly, I don't know. Sorry if you can see this, well done. Oh, in this column I've got a 5, 6 pair. So that digit, it's nearly good. It's a 1 or a 3. I don't think I know which, but maybe there is a way to tell. This isn't a 4 anymore because of Sudoku. So the 4 moves up very slightly. So the clue values gives the sum of the digits along the beam until it leaves the grid. So, because some of these are hitting the same cell twice, aren't they? This one comes down, bends round, and then it takes that digit twice on its path. So I presume that's allowable, is it? So how is that working? So we've got 28 in those cells. And then those 3 add up to 13. So I'm now at 41. And this is the deciding digit that's meant to get me to a 4 total. So is that a 3? Is that what we're meant to appreciate? We add all of those, that one, and those 3. Let me just read the rules again. Give the sum of the digits along the beam until it leaves the grid. I think you do count that twice. That's how I read that. So this would be a 3. This would be a 1. This would be a 1. Does that allow us to do anything clever? 1 is a bit more restricted than it used to be, but I don't think it's quite enough. And now this clue is used. Oh, here's an intro. Oh, what about that question mark? Oh, that's an easy one. Look at the question mark 1 clue at the very top of the grid. I'd never labelled it in, but look, it just goes down and out. So these have to add up to 11 or 21. Well, they can't add up to 21, so they add up to 11. So these 2 add up to 9. So they are 6 and 3. And maybe that will do something for us. This is now 5. So this is a 1. So that's a 1. We've got quite a few 1s in the grid, all of the 1s. That is exciting. And again, I think I would have cut that quicker if I'd known I'd never looked at that clue. I mean, that might have been available forever. Yeah. Oh, it's the same here. Oh, it works though, thank goodness. Yeah, this clue, this question mark 7 at the bottom, that goes up and hits that one and goes off the grid. But those digits do add up to 17, so it does suggest that we're on the right lines, doesn't it? It does suggest that we haven't made a total Horlicks yet. Okay, so now these digits are 2, 3, 5. And that's not, whoopsie, that's not 3. Can we do more with 6s? I'm going to have to look at one of these complicated lines, aren't I? I really don't want to. No, don't make me, please. No. It's probably it might be able to do something with this very complicated 9 clue at some point. Is that going to isolate that digit, or does it matter even? No, I don't think it's going to matter, is it? 2. Oh, maybe it does. No, maybe it does. Maybe the 9 clue is relevant. Okay, let's think about the 9 clue. I mean, it's a horrific beastie. I'm under no illusions about it being a horrific beastie. But let's see if we can use it. So we've got 11, and we've got another 11. So that's 22. And then we've got 10. So that's 32. And then we've got 11. So that's 43. And then we've got everything in this column. And we need to get to a number that ends in 9. So we're going to be using 16, aren't we? Oh, no. No, we're not. We're going to be using 26 because there's only one outie. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, this is important. So there's only one digit not included in this sum. So it's either 16 or 26. Well, this can't be a 12, so it's going to have to be a 2. And now that's 4, 5, and 6 for you. And I've got a horrible feeling that's done nothing, even though it was, it's done very little for us. Very little indeed, you naughty puzzle. That's hilarious. I mean, it's hilarious in a way. It's hilarious. Oh, the 4 here. That's not a 4. But I still don't think that matters either. Don't believe it. Okay. How long have I been going for? Oh, 95 minutes. Yeah, well, it's Gliperal, okay? It's Gliperal. Gliperal is a genius. Doing battle with an inferior mind. It's not surprising this is taking me a while. I'm hopeful in the end, though, I will be able to solve it. I feel like the fire is smouldering now. It might not be roaring, but it's smouldering. I've just got to figure out which is the correct clue to sort of focus on next. And that might be easier said than done. Okay, there's a 4 clue. Oh, that's an interesting thing. I've never looked at that clue. What about the 4 clue in the top right? That's going there. Oh, I better use a different colour. Let's use... Do you think I can get away with orange? The 4 clue in the top right is just doing that. So that's definitely worth investigating, isn't it? So we've got 9, 10, and 8. 18. So these have to add up to either 6 or 16. Well, they won't add up to 16, so they're adding up to 6. So they're not double 3. So this isn't a 3. And it's not 5, 1. It can't be. So it's 2, 4. So that's 2. That's 4. That's 5. That's 2. That's another little small, tiny win for the goodies. And that is what we want. So 6 is now in one of 2 places in box. 4 is placed in box 4. Serendipitously enough. 4, 7. So where's 7 in box 5? Yes, it's there. There. All your 7s belong to us. 2, 3, 2, 3, 5. Oh, bobbins. I think... Oh, where's... No, it doesn't work. I thought we could do the 2, 3, 5 in this box, but no, it doesn't want us to do that. That's definitely not 2, though. So these are 3, 5, 6. That's not 5. That's not 3. This is 2 or 5. 2, 3, or 5 there. That's not 5. So that's 2 or 3. We must be able to do something here. Now I don't know. I know exactly what we're going to have to do next, and it's find another clue, isn't it? Oh no. Which one? Which one do you think? Maybe the pink one going round there? Well, that's got to add up to question mark 7. We're on 14, and we're on 19. So these have to add up to 8 or 18. 18 is impossible. So it's 8. Well, okay, so I can take 5 out of this one, because I can't make those 2 only add up to 3. So that's got to be a 3, that's got to be a 5. Hopefully that will do something. And these now have to add up... No, well, these have to add up to 5 now. So they've got to be 2 and 3. That's actually really good. That's really good. Really good. Come on. 6, 3, 5. And somehow we finished the puzzle, I think. Although what we didn't do... I mean, there's one particular clue. Is it the pink line that I haven't checked? That's meant to... Should we do that? If the pink line works, it must work. So the pink line is made up of 19 and 22. So 41 plus 18 is 59. And then it goes... Okay, and then it goes off down here. So 59, what's all that adding up to? 23. Well, that's fine. That's 82. That's absolutely fine. That does end in a 2. So this is probably correct, I think. Yes. Oh my goodness, look, it's hardly had any souls. 20 souls in nearly 3 months. Good grief. Gliperal. I am always in awe of your mind. It is quite something. Absolutely balmy. I mean, to have the idea and then execute it like that. I totally understand why people are saying this is sort of puzzle of the year territory, because, I mean, from a setting perspective, it's absolutely insane. And to do it, as well, to do it just with corner clues, it's just elegant, isn't it? It really has been thought through. And the fact you can sort of work it out. Then my only criticism of it is that I couldn't tick off the clues. There we go. Just for balance, but it's a brilliant puzzle. Let me know in the comments how you got on with it. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.